The United States Treasury Department presents Guest Star with Mitchell Ayers and the Savings Bonds Orchestra, yours truly, Del Sharbutt, and featuring today Les Paul and Mary Ford. How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? This is Del Sharbutt, your host for Guest Star, a transcribed feature for savings bonds, presented as a contribution of this station in the public interest. If you want guaranteed security, you can't make a better investment than United States savings bonds. Sign up to buy them regularly through payroll savings where you work or every month at your bank. And now let's get the show on the road with Mitchell Ayers and the Savings Bonds Orchestra as they give us their exciting arrangement of Running Off the Rails. Thank you, Mitchell Ayers. And now, our guest stars for today, the greatest combination since ham and eggs, Les Paul and Mary Ford.
Well, that's quite a comparison, Del, and there's just enough ham in me to believe that you meant it as a compliment.
Indeed I did. Listening to you and Mary has become the favorite American pastime.
Well, thank you, Del. Those are mighty kind words.
Oh, just the facts, ma'am. So how about giving us a song?
Okay, just happen to have one handy. Ready, Mary?
Mm-hmm.
Here's Hummin' and Waltzin'.
And waltzing together, do 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 do. Wish this could go on forever. A humming and waltzing with you. Swinging and swaying and dancing, tra-la-la-la-la, we kiss. How can we keep from romancing? A humming and waltzing like this. See waltzing together. Dee 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 dee. Darling, I wish you would never stop humming and waltzing with me.
Thank you, Les and Mary. We'll be bringing you back in just a minute, but first I have this word for our guest star audience about savings bonds.
Back from where, Buster? We yield to no man in our admiration for savings bonds. So how about giving us a whirl at it?
Well, whirl away, you two, and don't forget to mention safety.
You mean about savings bonds being protected against loss or theft?
And about how the principal and interest are fully guaranteed?
That's what I mean, and about how they grow in value.
Year by year, your money grows, and naturally it grows faster if you buy your bonds regularly every month.
That's the way to do it, too, if you've got big plans for your family, like a new home someday, or a college education for your youngsters, or money for retirement.
Did I hear somebody mention the payroll savings plan?
Don't rush us, Del. Yes, the payroll savings plan, that fine automatic way of buying bonds regularly, a little at a time out of each paycheck. That's painless saving and sure saving.
If you're your own boss, buy bonds regularly at your bank. Either way, you'll be investing in a brighter future in one of the world's best investments, United States savings bonds.
I've got to admit it, Les and Mary, I couldn't have said it better myself. Well, now, why don't we all just sort of sit back and listen to the marvelous Mitchell Ayres and his world-famous orchestra serenade us with an Ayres special entitled Ebb Tide. Thank you, Mitchell Ayres. That was mighty pretty. Well, now, I hope, Les and Mary, that you're still fresh, because as a charter member of the Let's Hear More of Those Great Les Paul and Mary Ford Song Society, I'd sure like to hear one of your specialties.
Okay, here's one of our specialties, tuxedos and flowers.
Tuxedos and flowers at our high school dance. That was the beginning of love and romance. Each moment was filled with a thrill oh so new, as we danced the whole night through. and flowers will always be a symbol of memories dear to me. They'll always remind me my whole life through when I fell in love with you. Tuxedos and flowers on our wedding day, the choir was singing as we knelt to pray. With two golden rings, our two hearts intertwined, and darling, at last you were mine. Tuxedos and flowers will always be a symbol of memories dear to me. They'll always remind me my whole life through when I fell in love with you.
You've been listening to Guest Star, a transcribed feature for United States Savings Bonds, which today featured Les Paul and Mary Ford. The time for this program is donated by this station every week in the public interest. The Treasury Department thanks your station and Les Paul and Mary Ford for their contribution to the Savings Bonds program. Next week, we'll have another famous guest star and more fine music by Mitchell Ayers and the Savings Bonds Orchestra, so we hope you'll be on hand. Meanwhile, this is Del Sharbutt saying so long and reminding you that automatic saving is sure saving. Join payroll savings where you work or buy savings bonds every month at your bank.